What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Sophia and this is my channel, Sophia Sees Beauty, where we talk about all things beauty and makeup, especially luxury makeup. And you guys know I love Dior. I'm a big Dior fangirl. And today I'm gonna be doing a full review for you guys of the Dior Forever Couture Luminizers. Now I know that this product is not new, but that being said, these are some of my favorite highlighters and I do have all 6 of the shades. So what I want to do for you guys is a full review. I'm going to be doing all of the swatches, tons of comparisons, a demo of every single highlighter in this range on my skin, so that if you guys are maybe, in the market for these highlighters, you're trying to figure out what color should I get? Do I need these? Are they worth the price? Hopefully this review will help you out. So if you guys are interested in that, keep watching. And real quick before we get started, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm a luxury beauty YouTuber and Instagrammer, and I upload content every single week about all the new luxury beauty on the market, and also fun reviews like this for things that maybe will help you with your luxury purchases. So if that is something that is of interest to you, please hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and you can hit the notification bell to hear about every time I post a new video. Also, if you like this video, please don't forget to give your girl here a thumbs up. Also, another great way to support my channel is shopping through my links. Everything that I mentioned in my videos is always linked in the description box down below, and a lot of these links are affiliate links. That basically just means that if you shop through my links, I get a very small commission. It costs you absolutely nothing extra, but it's a really great way to support my channel. I take that money so I can buy luxury makeup and reinvest it into making amazing videos for you guys. And with that, let's get into the product details. All right, let's dive into these beautiful highlighters from Dior. These are called the Dior Forever Couture Luminizers, not to be mistaken with the older version, which these are called the Dior Skin Nude Luminizers. When I went to purchase a new shade of these, I realized that I, in the past, had purchased this old version. So I just want to mention to you guys, the new formula that is from Dior are these Couture Luminizers, whereas before they had this Dior Skin formula. The packaging is very, very different. The old one has more of like, I guess like a metal plasticky type of packaging, very slim. And then the new one has this really pretty kind of quilted, almost like upholstered component, which is really, really beautiful. I'm going to be comparing the formula of these and the colors in the comparison section of this video. So if you guys are interested in that, just stay tuned. But I do want to call out that I think that these highlighters essentially were kind of the replacement for this line. I can no longer find this line on the Dior website. I also can no longer find it at Sephora. This one I picked up at my local Sephora in store, and maybe that was kind of the last stock that they were getting of these. So comment down below, was this discontinued? Because it certainly seems like it was. Going back to the Couture Luminizers, these retail for a whopping $48, and there are 6 shades. As I mentioned, I have all of the shades, and I like to do these kinds of reviews for you guys because these are very expensive products, and so hopefully this review will help you figure out if this is worth the money and what particular shade you want to get. It's definitely a considered purchase for most of us. You can purchase these from a bunch of different retailers. You can get them from Sephora. I personally purchased these with my own money from the Dior website, but I know that they sell them at a lot of other department stores as well. I will link all of these down below so that you guys have access to whichever retailer you prefer to shop from. The color that I'm holding up right now, this is Coral Glow, which is a beautiful coral color. I'm going to read a little bit from the Sephora website about these particular luminizers. The Dior Forever Couture Luminizer Highlighter reveals a spectacular iridescent finish and boosts the complexion's radiance. Composed with 95% natural origin pigments, this highlighter powder is concentrated in pearlescent pigments with a multi-dimensional glow. It blends seamlessly with the skin and offers perfect makeup wear from morning to night. So that's a little bit about these highlighters. These are supposed to be fairly pigmented. They're supposed to be very radiant. They're supposed to be very smooth. And I would say it kind of feels almost like a baked formula, but they're just a tad bit more powdery. They're just a tad bit easier to pick up with a brush. And so with that, let's get into the swatches. I'm going to be doing tons of comparisons of these, both against the colors within the range and with a couple of other popular highlighters that I think you guys would want to see. And then I'm going to demo these on my cheeks. Okay, party people, let's dive into these gorgeous highlighters from Dior. It's time for a little swatcheroo. I'm going to swatch each of these highlighters in the order. So 1, through 6, and I also have some close-ups in daylight for you guys. I'm filming with daylight right now with like a little bit of a ring light just to give us a bit of a boost so you guys can really see the shine. So I just want to mention that, trying to make this look as realistic as possible. And real quick, if you guys are looking for comparisons between each of the colors, hang tight. I'm going to be covering that in the next section with the comparisons. Starting off with Nude Glow. So this is what it looks like on the finger. And it's a beautiful, I mean, it's a nude. It's a beautiful shimmering nude. And don't worry, we're gonna compare this against the golden color as well. But you can see that sheers out and it just has a really beautiful sheen. And on my skin tone, this is a really nice natural shimmer. Next up, we have number 2, Pink Glow. And this one is definitely a lot icier. I think this is gonna be for my fellow fair-skinned peeps out there. It seems like this color also is quite popular. I think this might be the most popular color because this is the one that always seems to be sold out at Sephora. And so that just gives a gorgeous sheen on the skin that has just like that hint of pink, that like little kiss of pink on your cheekbones. Next up, we have number 3, Pearlescent Glow. Now, out of all of these highlighters, this is the one that is actually glittery. See how it's like, it's a little bit more transparent and you're getting a lot of glitters. This is like your sexy space cadet kind of color. If you want something that is a little bit more special, a little bit more different, then this Pearlescent Glow is gonna be good for you. I think this works really well for maybe folks that are more on the fairer side. Nude Glow, I think works for a lot of people. Pink Glow and number 3 here, Pearlescent Glow, I think are very well suited to paler, fairer skin tones. But do be warned, like this, it's kind of like a holographic shift. This is the one out of all of them that is actually glittery. So if you don't like glitter, don't get number 3. I don't know if you can see there, but this is the hardest one when I swatch it to wash off just because there is so much glitter. I'm gonna have to go wash my hand, guys. Next up, we have number 4, Golden Glow. And that's what that looks like. And similar to Nude Glow, this is something that I think will work for a lot of different skin tones. And in the next section, I'm gonna attempt to point out the differences between the two, but for now, I just wanna show you this on its own. This is also a very good color for my skin tone, and I think it would work for a lot of other people as well. Next up, we have number 5, Rosewood Glow. And so this, I think, is one of the more unique shades in the line. I don't think I have a highlighter that is like this, and you might be thinking, like, Sophia, that's way too dark for you. Well, I think with these, I kind of like these as more blush toppers or more of like a glowy blush. But that being said, I think that Rosewood Glow is really, really good if you have more of a darker skin tone, if you're a little bit tanner. I think this would add a nice sheen to the cheeks. And you can see, like, it does sheer out. So depending on your skin tone, you can use more to have it pop, or if you're like me, you can use something that is going to really blend that out and just add a little bit more to a blush that's already on my cheeks. And lastly, we have number 6, Coral Glow. This one's pretty because I feel like it's a little bit multi-dimensional. It's almost like a duochrome. So you have that coral undertone to it, but then it has like this flash of gold. I really like number 5 and number 6. I think that they are kind of the more unique ones, in addition to number 3, Pearlescent Glow. But if you don't like glitter, don't get that. I really like the look of the coral one. And again, for me, this is more of like, it'd be a little bit more of like a blush, like a glowy blush. And if you are tan, this is gonna look so good. Okay, friends, now that we have those swatches out of the way, let's get into some comparisons. All right, it's comparison time, guys. So I'm gonna be comparing these colors both against each other, and then I'm also gonna bring in a couple of other popular highlighters to show you guys how they differ. First up, I'm gonna compare Nude Glow with Golden Glow. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So this is Nude Glow, this is Golden Glow. Right off the bat, I think that Nude Glow, it's actually more of a true gold. It's a little bit paler, it's a little bit brighter, whereas Golden Glow, it's a touch more muted. It actually has a little bit more of like a peachiness to it. Like if you look at these together. This is Nude Glow. This is Golden Glow. Like Golden Glow, it's just a little bit more peachy toned, which I don't know. It's kind of counterintuitive, guys. This is the nude. This is the golden, because you would think that the Nude Glow would have a more nude tone to it, but no, the Golden Glow has a nuder tone. So hopefully you can see that. I have some daylight swatches for you folks as well, but this is just a little bit brighter and more yellowy, the Nude Glow, and the Golden Glow I think is a little bit more muted. I actually think that the Golden Glow is better for my skin tone. Like if you are paler or you have more pink undertones, I actually would recommend trying out the Golden Glow. And for the Nude Glow, if you want something that's just like a very traditional gold as opposed to more of this like champagne-y color, that's what I would go with. Next up, I do want to compare this formula and just the tones against the old Dior Skin Nude Luminizers. So these are the old ones that Dior had. And to my knowledge, I think maybe these are discontinued because I can't find them on Sephora. I can't find them on the Dior website. And I have the color number 3, which I believe this is the Golden Glow. So let me just show you guys what this looks like in the pan. It looks very golden. Honestly, I kind of got these mixed up in the beginning with these particular new launches, but just so you know, these are the old ones. If you see this packaging that has more of like the quilted metal top, that is the old one. So let's compare this number 3 in the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer with Nude Glow and Golden Glow. So you can see off the bat, they're all kind of like same, but different. So this is the old number 3. This is the Nude Glow. And this is the Golden Glow. So honestly, guys, I think that the formula of these are somewhat similar. I think that the old formula is just a little bit harder to pick up in the pan personally. I think that these newer ones, it's just a tad softer, so it's a little bit easier to pick up and put on your skin. So I do want to mention that. But from a color perspective, I think the old number 3, it's even more gold than these new ones. And so that's the biggest difference that I see there. So if you want to try maybe one in the new formula and you're trying to figure out what to get, if you already have like the color in this old formula, maybe go for something a little bit different. Maybe go for like the coral, maybe go for the rosewood or the pearlescent, etc. I think that while these are not the same colors, it's like not really worth adding yet another like gold nudie highlighter to your collection, if that makes sense. Like I don't think they're different enough. Next up, I'm going to do Nude Glow, Golden Glow, and Coral Glow. This is the Nude Glow. This is the Golden Glow, and this is the Coral Glow. If you're going for coral, maybe you're going for something that is like just a little bit different than these, and I just wanted to show you guys, it is quite different. It is quite different. If you already have something that is similar to this, maybe try out the Coral Glow because it's got that gold reflect to it, but it also has that beautiful pinky coral undertone. So I wanted to show you that as well. Next, we're going to compare Rosewood and Coral. I want to compare these because these are the 2 darker colors in the collection. And so maybe if you have a darker skin tone, you're trying to figure out, should I get one of these? All right, so this is the Rosewood and this is the Coral. The Coral is just so much more pink, okay? And the Rosewood is more brown toned. I think that the Rosewood, it's more of a true nude. It's more of like a nude undertone, whereas the Coral is just like a poppier burst of color. And lastly, let's add in the pink glow there so you guys can see anything that's kind of pink or rosy in tone. So we have pink, Rosewood, and Coral. This is the pink. Very, very bright, very bright. This is the Rosewood, and this is the Coral. They're all very different, but you're getting a little flavor from each. This is very bright, really great for lighter skin tones. This is a beautiful kind of nude with a touch of pink for darker skin tones. And then I actually think that the Coral, it's just more color And I think it's gonna work for a lot of different skin tones. So those are those three. If you guys are fans of Dior like me, you might have these Dior Backstage Glow Face palettes. So I have here, this is number 001 Universal. As you can see, it's very well loved. It's like falling out of the pan here. And then I also have right here, number 004 Rose Gold, which is like, you know, a rose highlighter palette. So I'm gonna pick out a couple of the colors from these so that you can see how maybe they compare against the other tones from the new line. Starting off with the 001 palette, you guys will see there's this really beautiful gold highlighter right here. And then there's also this brown one. I like to use this to kind of like bronze up the cheeks, and I use a very light hand. And I want to compare this against the other sort of nude shades that we have here in the new formula. So these are the two from the Backstage palette, okay? That's the gold one, and that's obviously the more bronze one. Here we have Nude Glow, okay? We've got Golden Glow and Rosewood Glow. I would say that the one that is in the Backstage palette is just a lot lighter. It's a lot lighter, it's a lot brighter, whereas these are a little bit more muted. In terms of the formula, right, we're looking at these all seem to be kind of like a baked formula. I don't see like a huge difference between these when I put these on the hand. Yeah, like I'm looking at the formula and I'm trying to pick out what could be different about the formula. And guys, I really don't see anything super different. They're both really good, high quality palettes. In fact, this is one of my favorite highlighter palettes of all time. And I really like that you get a couple of different shades and tones in this palette. So I want to bring this up because if you already own this palette, you might not need any of these, because this one is going to get you like your golden tones. This one's going to get you your pink tones. This one's going to get you your pearlescent tones. And this one's going to get you your bronze. So like, I don't see a huge difference in the quality of the formula. Everything is from Dior, and all of these highlighters are really, really good. So I just want to show you that. Now I'm going to compare this one with Pearlescent Glow. So as you can see here, this is the one from the Backstage palette. It's much more white. It's much smoother. Whereas Pearlescent Glow, it's chunkier, it has more glitter, and it's more of like a holographic sheen. Let me show you right now. Let me make sure I'm swatching the right one. So this is the Backstage, and this is number 3, Pearlescent Glow. So I still think Pearlescent Glow in this regard is different. It's a little bit more unique than what you're seeing in the Backstage palette. But that being said, this one is not glittery. And I know a lot of you guys don't like glitter on your cheeks. So I just want to mention that, like, this one in the Backstage, you're getting it in a palette. It's hopefully not going to be that kind of a situation where you buy the palette and you're like, oh, but I don't like to use this one because it's a little bit glittery. So yeah, this one is more glittery, and the one from the Backstage is just a nice, smoother, whiter finish. Now I'm going to dive into the pinks that are in these palettes, and I'm going to compare them against the more pinkier tone ones from the new line. All right, so these are the pinks that are from the Backstage palette. And then this is Pink Glow, this is Rosewood Glow, and this is Coral Glow. I really don't think that these are that similar. I think the way that I would describe these is that the pinks that you get out of these Backstage palettes, they're more of a true pink, whereas you can see here, the ones that are a part of this couture line, they're a little bit more subtle, okay? They're a little bit more subtle. This is the Pink Glow, Rosewood, Coral once again. I just think that they're a little bit more subtle, whereas these, like, you're really getting pink from these. You're really getting pink. You know, this palette, you have a brighter pink. This is the 00 Rose Gold one. And you get a little bit more of a mix, which personally I enjoy. But I think in general, the ones that are in the regular Dior Couture line are just a little bit more subtle, and they're not quite as rosy, not quite as like bubblegum pink. So I went into my collection and I also pulled out just anything that I thought that wasn't necessarily limited edition, so you guys can get it, and also had kind of a very smooth baked gelée formula. One very popular highlighter that I want to compare is the Divine Rose highlighter from Pat McGrath. So this is a really pretty rose highlighter. This is like one of her most popular ones. It's very pretty. It's really subtle. I know that people who have paler skin tone really enjoy this, so I want to compare this against the Pink Glow. All right, so that's the Pat McGrath, that's the Pink Glow, and then this is the Coral Glow. I think the one from Pat McGrath, it's a lot more of a duochrome. It's more of a, It's a pink and a gold reflect together. It's very, very different from the pink that's in this Dior line. And what I think is really interesting is I actually think that the Coral Glow is pretty similar to the Pat McGrath, except the Coral Glow is darker. So maybe if you never got this because you thought it wouldn't be dark enough for your skin tone, maybe consider getting the Coral Glow that is in this Dior line. Next, I have another popular highlighter, and that is from Tom Ford. This is the highlighter duo in Reflex Gilt. You have kind of like a little pinky toned highlighter here and then a more nude golden. So let's compare. All right, so here are the two Tom Ford colors, and here we have Nude Glow, we have Pink Glow, Golden Glow, and Coral Glow. I would say in terms of the formula, they're both really good formulas. They're both really good formulas. The gold here is very similar to the nude and the gold that you're getting in this Dior. And then I think that probably the closest one to the pinky toned one in the Reflex Gilt is the Coral Glow. But once again, Coral Glow is very unique because it's kind of like that duochrome with a little bit of a gold shift. So I think that if you have this Tom Ford one, you don't really need any of the golds from the Dior line. If you were looking to get the pink, that one is definitely a lot different. And I still think that the Coral Glow is also very unique as well. And lastly, I also want to show you guys, these are some of my favorite highlighters. It's also a baked formula, and these are the ones from Melt Cosmetics. These are called the Digital Dust Duo Blush, and I have this one, which is called Raw Honey. This is my favorite one. This is one of my favorite highlighters ever. And then I also have this one, which is called Buzzkill. I recently got this one, so you can see it's not quite as used as Raw Honey. And one of the reasons why I wanted to compare Raw Honey is because I want to find something that we can, I want to find a dupe for that Rosewood glow. So these are the ones in Raw Honey. Let's compare. All right, so this is the Rosewood glow. This is the pink, and this is the golden. Yeah, I don't know. I still think Raw Honey is very, very unique. Rosewood Glow, it's still a lot lighter than the one that you get in Raw Honey. I really like to use this as a glowy blush. It looks so beautiful. Even on my pale skin, it looks so pretty. I love this duo, but it really isn't similar to any of the ones in the Dior line. But I just want to bring these up because they're not cheap. They're not cheap, but they are really, really good baked formula if you guys like these style of highlighters. And lastly, let's compare Buzzkill. So these are the colors in Buzzkill, which is definitely more warm toned. And so this is Coral Glow, and this is Golden Glow. Still not the same. Still think that the Melt ones are a lot deeper and punchier. So if you're looking for something more pigmented, the Melt ones might be a good alternative. And you're also getting two colors in one pan. But those are also, you know, they're kind of marketed as more of like glowy blush and highlighters. So that would make sense that this is a lot more punchy. The coral is just a lot softer, and same with the Golden Glow. So anyway, guys, I hope that all those comparisons were helpful for you. Again, you guys can always skip ahead if you're not interested in any of the comparisons. But for me, I think it's a good activity to do because at least for me, I'm kind of reminded that I already have a lot of these shades in my collection. And so hopefully it was helpful to you. All right, guys, let's dive into the demo and put these highlighters on my cheeks. Demo time. All right, I'm gonna be putting all 6 of these highlighters on my cheekbones for you guys to see. I'm going to be doing these each in order. And if you guys are wondering what I have on my face today, I'm wearing the Suku foundation. And then I just put a little bit of the Wayne Goss bronzer on top. So wanted to just kind of have a nice clean base for you guys to be able to see these. No blush, no existing highlighter or anything like that. But let's get into each of these highlighters. I have a couple of different brushes here for us to try out. I think I'm gonna start off with the Wayne Goss airbrush. This is a squirrel hairbrush, so we can see how much this type of very, very soft bristle picks up the pigment. Starting off with Nude Glow. Okay, so this is why I like to use these brushes because they are black, and so you're able to really see just how much gets picked up on that brush. So I'm really having no trouble at all picking it up. All right, so let's see how this looks like on my skin. It's melting in very easily, and I will turn down my lights. I'm gonna turn off my lights. Wow. See how beautiful that is? It really just blended itself in. So that is number 1, Nude Glow. Let's hop on over to the other cheekbone right here. We're gonna go in with number 2, Pink Glow. This is what it looks like on the brush. Very pretty. So this is the Nude Glow. See how it's more of like a beam of gold? And then this is the Pink Glow. Let me turn my lights up. This is definitely, it seems to be maybe the most popular color. And I think that this goes really, really well if you're fair, especially if you have kind of like cool or pinky undertones. So that is number 2, Pink Glow. Now we have fresh cheeks and we're gonna go in with number 3, Pearlescent Glow. This is what it looks like on the brush. See how much like whiter that is? But we're gonna blend it out. And I did have quite a bit on my brush. This is the kind of thing where like you might just want to do just a little bit right here. And that's what that looks like. It's very much like a holographic shift. It's really fun. Like I like it. There's a time and place for this. I think that this looks really pretty if the rest of your makeup is maybe like a little bit simpler, if you're going for more of like a frosty look. It reminds me very much of like early 2000s. So that is number 3, Pearlescent Glow. Next up, we have number 4, Golden Glow. I'm gonna try a different brush now. This is one of my favorite brushes for highlighters. This is the Sonia G Mini Cheek. And I believe this is not squirrel hair. This is more like a goat hair brush. So we're gonna kind of see how this picks up Golden Glow, and it's picking up quite a lot. Let's try it out. I really don't see that big of a difference between this and the Nude Glow. I think the Golden Glow, it just kind of like melts into my skin tone a little bit more, whereas the Nude Glow was like, oh wow, there's gold on her cheeks. It was a little bit brighter. This one is a little bit more muted. I think if you want something a little more natural, a little more subtle, I would try out the Golden Glow. So that is Golden Glow, and I'm gonna turn my lights off once again so you can see that in the natural light. That's Golden Glow. Okay, I'm excited for these next two because I feel like these are the ones where if you are paler like me, you're maybe a little bit intimidated by these colors, but let's dive in. We're gonna go in with number 5, Rosewood Glow. And the brush that I'm gonna be using here is the Sonia G Smooth Buffer. This is the brush that you never knew you needed. This is what I like to use when I'm going in with kind of more of a glowy blush. It's maybe a highlighter that is a little bit darker than something that would be more like, you know, the Nude Glow or the Pink Glow on me, because it really buffs it into the skin and makes it look a little bit more natural while still getting the benefits of the color. So let me show you Rosewood Glow right here on my skin tone. And I put a lot on the brush, okay? So we're getting a lot here, but we're just gonna really smoothly buff it into the skin. And so it's almost like a glowy blush on me. I'm putting a lot on because I really want to show you guys the color. In reality, I probably would go in with a little bit less, but can you see how it's not streaky at all, especially with this particular brush? So that is number 5, Rosewood Glow. And once again, I'm turning off my lights so you can see just how smooth it looks. I don't think that it really highlights texture. And look, my foundation also, I mean, the Suku foundation is fantastic, but it's not disturbing the foundation underneath at all. These are really good for layering on top of your makeup. And lastly, we have number 6, Coral Glow. Let's get into it. Going in with the Sonia G. This one is even more natural looking for me than the Rosewood, but I do kind of like how the Rosewood Glow gives me a little bit more of like a rosy flush, but this coral one gives me a nice burst of color, something that I would prefer more in like the spring and summer, whereas the Rosewood, I really like that for fall and winter. So the Coral Glow, it's really not like as dark as you would think on my skin. So let me turn the lights off again. That is number 6, Coral Glow. It's absolutely stunning. I really, really like this one. I hope that that demo was helpful for you guys. I know that you always like to see how things look like on the skin, and especially on a paler skin tone like myself. Now I'm gonna sum up everything in my final thoughts. All right, guys, now it's time for my final thoughts. What do I think of these highlighters from Dior? So, If you guys couldn't tell already, I really like these highlighters. I think that they are stunning. I think that they are beautiful. I think the biggest thing that you need to ask yourself is this similar to something else that you have in your collection already? Because these are $48, and $48 is a lot to be spending on a highlighter. It's a lot to be spending on a highlighter. That being said, the $48 price tag, I think it's justified by the quality that you're getting from this product. I don't think that anybody needs these because they are so expensive, but similar to a lot of other luxury products that I recommend to you guys, it's like if you have the money to spend and you like Dior, you love this beautiful packaging, this luxury experience, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed with these. And that's why I like to do these types of reviews, because if you're gonna spend $48, a lot of times you're only gonna buy one, maybe two, and hopefully this video helped you figure out which of those colors you particularly need. Now, I still wanna call attention to these Dior Backstage quads. I really like these. I think that if you're looking at these couture luminizers and you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's really expensive for one highlighter, maybe give these a try. These come in 3 or 4 different finishes. You can buy them on the Dior website. They also have some of them at Sephora. And I think that the quality and the finish of these are just as good as the couture luminizers. I just want to mention that because these are almost the same price. I think these are $45 and these are $48. But with this, at least you're getting 4 colors. At least you're getting 4 colors, and I use this nonstop, and you can see, like, I obviously have hit pan on this one, but the rest, like, I've got quite a bit of product in here to go. So maybe if this is just a little bit too much out of your price range, consider going with these. I think the major difference is that this is a big gelée formula. I think that the product is just a tad bit more difficult to pick up. That being said, if you use maybe like a goat hair brush, it's gonna be really easy to put on your cheeks. I don't have a problem getting these on my cheeks and having them look really good. These are a little bit more of a powdery formula. So that's the major difference between these, but at least with these Dior Backstage palettes, you're getting 4 colors. And as we saw in the comparisons, guys, these are just as good as the Tom Ford highlighters. They're just as good as the Pat McGrath as well. It really just depends, like, what color are you looking for? What color are you looking for? And if you want something a little bit more pigmented, I would recommend the ones from Melt because they're a little bit more like a glowy blush with a highlighter combined. These are $38, so they're a little bit cheaper. It's still not cheap. It's still kind of like up there in price. Definitely, I totally understand that, but at least you're getting 2 colors for the price of 1. And if you're still on the fence about which particular color to get, I think that if you're fairer toned, I would probably go for the pink glow or I would go for the golden glow. If you are on the deeper side of the spectrum, Rosewood Glow is so stunning. I also love the Coral Glow. And I also think if you are a deeper complexion, I think that the Nude Glow would probably work for you. I think that one is very universal. It's just going to be a lot more of a pop on your skin if you have a darker skin tone. Now, if you want to pick up one of these and you want something that you probably don't already have in your collection, if you're somebody that like has a good amount of makeup and you have other highlighters, particularly ones that are more of a nude or natural finish, I think the most unique ones in this collection have to be the Rosewood Glow, the Coral Glow, and the Pearlescent Glow, because the other ones are just like, they're pretty similar to what you're gonna get from a lot of other brands. Right here, I have the Rosewood Glow, and it just has a really beautiful undertone. I have it on this cheek. I still have it on from the demo that we did earlier, and as you can see, I think that this works perfectly fine for fair skin tones, and I think it's going to be stunning if you are tanner or deeper as well. I do kind of wish that in this particular line they had at least one color that was a lot deeper, because like if this is working on my skin tone, it just makes me a little bit nervous for those of you that maybe have deeper skin tones. I'd like to see maybe one additional one in this line, maybe in like a really beautiful deep bronze like we're seeing in the Backstage palette. But I don't really see that. So that's kind of like a little bit of a critique for me. I was really interested to see how deep this was going to be. I think it'll work for a lot of people, but I would like to see maybe 1 or 2 deeper shades in this line. Going back to the ones that I thought were a little bit unique, Coral Glow is so lovely because it has kind of like a beautiful duochrome finish. It's got that coral undertone, but I also really like the gold shift that it has. In fact, I think that this one is my favorite one in the collection. This one kind of reminds me of that collection that Charlotte Tilbury did, where it was like the Lovegasm palette. And I actually have that, and I was thinking of comparing that, but that being said, you can no longer get those palettes, so I'm a little bit hesitant. This has kind of the same vibe as that. So if you guys were not able to get those Charlotte Tilbury palettes, this might be a really good one for you. I just like how unique this is. I like that it adds a little bit of color to my skin, and it really gets me in kind of like a spring and summery mood. So while I like all of the shades, I think that Coral Glow is definitely my favorite. And finally, with Pearlescent Glow, I said also this is one of the more unique ones in the line, but I also think it's probably one of the most polarizing, because you're either like into holographic glittery highlighters or you're not. But I kind of like that they put this one in the line for those of us that like a little bit of glitter, for those of us that want to look like a sexy space robot, you know, you want to see your highlight all the way from space. So if you're someone that wants something that's just like a little bit more fun, but you're still getting a really nice formula because it is Dior, then Pearlescent Glow might be a fun thing for you to pick up. So in summary, I think that these are absolutely beautiful, stunning highlighters for the face. I also think that you could put these on the eyes. You could probably put them on the body as well if you want to kind of highlight the clavicle, etc. I think there's a lot of different ways that you can use these. They go really, really well on top of foundation, on top of other cream products, on top of other powder products. I've really tested these out with a bunch of different bases. They don't highlight your texture. They're super smooth. These are just all around really high quality luxury highlighters. I think you just have to ask yourself, looking at the swatches, do I already have something like that in my collection? Because I think that a lot of other luxury highlighters measure up just fine. So anyway, guys, I hope that this review was super helpful for you. Please sound off in the comments down below and let me know what you think. Do you own any of these colors? Which ones are you interested in? Which ones are your favorite? Because your opinion is worth just as much as mine. I'd love to hear if this was helpful, maybe kind of help you choose which color you wanted to pick up, or maybe that, you know what, I already have enough highlighters in my collection and these aren't that different. So definitely comment down below. Also, if you guys like this video, don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up. It's totally free and a really great way to support my channel and help boost this particular video in the YouTube algorithm. Lastly, if you are still watching this video, maybe it means that you like this video and maybe you should consider subscribing to my channel. What are you waiting for? I see all you people who are watching all the time, but you're not subscribing. So click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can hear about whenever I upload new videos. I will also put my Instagram up here for you guys if you want to connect with me on Insta. We have a lot of fun over there whenever I'm getting new beauty products in. I always do little hauls for you guys in my kitchen. I do sneak peek swatches whenever I have new releases. I let you guys know first on Instagram when those products are going to be available. I show you swatches, and also when things come back in stock. Instagram is the place where I let you guys know first. So if you want a little bit more luxury beauty in your feed, definitely head on over to Instagram and connect with me there. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Once again, everything will be linked down below if you would like to shop. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.